Bonjour. My name is Robert Buffalo. I am a member of the Red Cliff Band of Lake Superior, Chippewa. I am recognized by my tribe as a hereditary chief due to my last name and being the direct descendant of great Chief Ogama Chief Buffalo. I am the firstborn of the firstborn, so that's how I received the recognition as a traditional chief. Back in the mid 50s, 1850s, there was a removal order sitting on the president's desk. The leadership in the state of Minnesota concocted an idea that will bring all the tribes west of the Mississippi, which pretty much meant those in Wisconsin, to receive their annuities. Traditionally, the annuities, which were payments for concessions and treaties, were held on the traditional island Manawanakani or Madeline, which is in the which is in the Apostle Islands here by Red Cliff. Traditionally, those annuities were handed out there, but they decided that they were going to make a plan to get all the with Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, Chippewa up to the Sandy Lake area. They planned on withholding the annuities to a later date, with the thought being that, once they get there, they'll settle down, they'll be building their long houses and stuff like that, raising their children, and they won't want to come back. They will consider that settled land. And then they would be placed on the reservation sites there. When the annuities finally came, the people gathered it up. It was winter time. They figured they would not be able to come back because they would not be able to use their canoes to portage back, but they decided to walk. By walking back, the winter was hard. Elders, youth, and a lot of the adults perished on the way back. When they got back, they told the rest of the community who was waiting for them, they were quite upset. The young leaders wanted to start war with the federal government. The elder leaders, who was spearheaded by Chief Buffalo, asked for them to give them one chance to go to Washington, D.C. So they took the trek to Washington, D.C. Chief Buffalo, along with an interpreter, Benjamin Armstrong, and 4 other lesser chiefs, as they're called. But in my opinion, with Chief Buffalo, they were just as important. They went to Washington, D.C., was able to make their way to the president's desk, smoked a pipe. The president decided that it was not in the best interest of the federal government to remove, so he ordered the rescission of the removal order, and they came back, and in 54 they had a signing of that treaty on Madeline Island, and which permanently made the communities in northern Wisconsin where they are, and Minnesota and Michigan. So that is why Red Cliff is where Red Cliff is, Bad River, and Flambeau, LCO, St. Croix, the other reservations in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Minnesota are today, in addition to the earlier treaties. It's just reaffirmed. And what it also reaffirmed is our traditional and historical right to hunt, fish, and gather in these areas, which is commonly referred to nowadays as the ceded territories. Which led to the advent of the tribes starting to have to prove their rights to do this through the court system in the 20th century, in the starting with the 70s all the way up to modern day.